Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Terranigma. In the last episode, we explored more of Eklamata, we triggered an avalanche, and we slept in a cave for a night with a goat. And a dead goat. And now we are the only person who was able to escape due to that hole in the right there that we just came out of. So now that the avalanche has happened, things have changed, and we need to figure out what they are. First off, we need to go back to the area where we saw the chest that we couldn't reach before we made it to the avalanche. Because the thing is, we couldn't reach it before, maybe we can reach it again. Also, I am getting a lot of gems here. And we may be able to heal ourselves, or find another refill on ways to heal ourselves by the time this is over. Maybe we might be able to buy new armor. For now, though, we want to go back over here first. Maybe we can get over here again. And the saber dog is calling for help. Thing is, it can't do that because there's so many enemies on the screen. But it's just like the way the Dignals did it. Yeah, I finally remembered what the name of the enemies in the rock tree that did the calling for help was. It's the Dignals. And let's go ahead and use a medium bulb and open this chest, which contains a life potion. Let's make sure not to accidentally select the whole hole as we use a life potion and increase our life by 5 points. So now that that's over with, we could go over to where the avalanche was and see if anything has changed there. Only thing is, we got boulders and we can't lift any of them. And there's really no place on this part of the mountain that we can really go back to. And there doesn't seem to be anything here in this dead end either. So what we're going to have to do is that we need to make our way all the way back down the mountain a little bit and head back to where the Yetis were. I mean, there was a deep chasm there that we had to cross with the help of the Yetis. Maybe that is filled up with the snow from the avalanche, because it's got to have changed things. I mean, that would make sense, right? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to make our way down the cliff and try not to get destroyed on the way down. At least we're getting rich while doing it. And I do want to take care of the saber dog before I get down there. And when you head back to where the lake was that you had to use the Yetis to get to, you'll find out that there was a reason why there was a vine that I didn't even mention in the last episode was suddenly there. It's to climb down to the lake. That avalanche appears to have filled the lake. So now, we need to go down this vine and see what we can fight. If there's anything to fight. Because we're not going to be able to go all the way back. Not the way we came in. We're going to have to find another way of doing that. And you can get stabbed. Okay. Is there anything in between that I should know about? Probably not. Okay, this isn't as really a big a chasm as I thought it was going to be. But now we can actually go ahead and do things. We can finally go ahead and climb the rest of Eklamata. There will be more enemies, but I am more than ready for that. Now let's see here. I believe this is it. Okay. And it doesn't seem like you can really get up here. However, if we were able to get to that vine, we could climb our way down to that chest. Yes, we do! Another Stardew. I will definitely need that. So, let's go ahead and open another chest, which contains 99 gems. Alright. And we need to find a way over. Okay, I see now. We gotta go to that chest where we found the Stardew and keep going. I see now. It may be a little hard to see in the cave, though. Alright, we should be able to make our way up the stairs now. And now, we should be able to make our way to another room. Now, where is that other room? Let me take a look at my notes real quick. Okay. We got another chasm here. We just beat up some slimes. Slime divided. And we reached level 16. I knew we would probably reach it before this was over. Life up 9, strength up 3, defense up 1, luck up 1. How did I damage that with my victory pose? That was something. Oh, that's right, because I was still in the sliding animation and the game acted like I was still in it. It happened again, folks. But now, we are over here. And there is a magic rock in that direction. Let's go ahead and beat up some more enemies. And we're going to have to deal with them rock shockies, which will try to taunt us. Only to do nothing. And by going over here, we will be able to get number 32, I believe. Let's check the mirror in the center door room. Okay. So now, we need to make our way to this little area here too. Will that kill you? Yes, it will. And I'm surprised that destroyed you. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of climbing around in order to get to places. There is a hole near... And for some reason, it doesn't seem like we're confused. That's interesting. Oh, now it is. Whenever you see the Arch Confused message again, that means that your controls have changed direction. And we do have to go into this hole because there's no other place we can go. Now, there's only one place we can go here, and that is down this hole. We have to approach it from either the north or south end, but we can do that. And this takes us over here. Climb this vine. Kill these enemies. I don't know how that killed you, but okay. And we are able to go into this little section here. And there should be some rocks that we can grab. Just let me go ahead and slide into these fools first. There we go. Now we've gotten rid of those two slimes. So now it's time to go to this little area here. And this should take us to another area. You can climb this area down in case you accidentally miss the magic rock, but we won't really need to. And now we've got even more enemies that we need to take care of. It seems like the rock shockies only confuse you if you run right into them. If they hit you with the trident, it doesn't seem to do anything. So after this, okay, we got plenty of bulbs. I need to look and see how many of the M bulbs that we have. We have 5. That should be enough. That should be more than enough. Did I keep the Neofang? I think I kept the Neofang. I did. Good. Alright, we're probably as ready as we're gonna be. And now we're going to face the Dark Morph. The Dark Morph will start by turning into this Yeti-like figure. And of course, he's gonna be nothing but friendly. You want to watch out for where the crystals are. And you kind of want to stay in the upper right-hand corner. Kinda. That'll do it. So that way, you don't run into him in any way. You definitely don't want to run into any of the crystals either, but that should go without saying. And after a while, these blizzards should stop. What are you doing? This should stop after a while. Just watch where the snow goes. Thankfully, you can kind of tell where the wind is blowing just by watching the snow. And when the Yeti form raises his hands like that, the crystals will disappear, and he will change into another form. I'm assuming the Dark Morph is a he. Who am I to know? But he will change back. And he will become a cadet. This is where you want to switch to the Neofang, even though it has less damage. The thing is, the cadet here seems to have a defense to fire, and you won't be able to do a whole lot of damage. And for some reason, you'll be able to do more damage just doing this. And while he's taking time to try to attack you, you want to hit him as he's getting that projectile off. And apparently you have to do it with a dash attack, apparently. And do I apparently have to move? Do I have to hit him at just the right time? I think I do. Apparently I gotta be fast in order to do this. Maybe lined up with him a little bit. It would also help if he stopped moving too. Wow, I am not hitting this guy. Am I just not lined up with him? That's weird. Oh, I see what you need to do. I'm doing this all wrong. You have to hit the projectiles back at him with the Neofang. That's why it looks like I'm attacking him when I'm not. I'm just not lined up with him, and I'm not sending it back at him. I was really just sending the projectile back at him the whole time. Well, that's interesting. So you gotta kind of have to do an Aghanim with him. Thank you, Notes. Well, this should be a lot easier now that I know what to do. And as soon as the cadet dies, you'll finally be able to take down the Dark Morph. But of course, you'll have to, well, beat him up first. You kind of have to hit him with the dashing attack when he shows up. And you have to avoid the bats as they fly around. They will eventually meld back into the Dark Morph form. And from there, you'll be able to hit him again if you need to. And I got a good critical hit off of that, so that was pretty nice. Thankfully, this one is a little simpler to figure out. And if I could stop being trapped by bats, that would be great. And with a few hits from the Neofang, because I still had that equipped, we were able to defeat the Dark Morph. I believe you also want to use a Neofang for that, but I'm not sure. Ark. The day has come for the resurrection of humans. Humans are wonderful animals with the ability to create technology, but they have no idea of the vast power they wield. Spoiler alert, in the current year, they still don't. Ark, you must keep leading the growth of the world. And now, we see a cutscene where Ark is lying down as this pyramid wall scrolls from right to left. And as this happens, Ark turns into a flower. Flower is just happy and dancing around, minding its own business. All of a sudden, a yak appears. It eats us. No, just kidding. We became the nutrients for the soil, which created the flower. This created the food for the yak. And then all of a sudden, a kingbird shows up and attacks the yak for food, for sustenance. It walks around, it creates a baby. The Hue Ball shows up and kills the baby along with its mother. Probably eating that for sustenance as well. And then Ark shows back up again and kills the Hue Ball. And then it's probably going to repeat. And then we lie down again. Chapter 3, Resurrection of the Genius. This chapter is going to be so long, you'll forget there are chapters. Get ready for a wild ride. All of a sudden, for no explanation, we are now in a human town in a bed. You're awake. How do you feel? I have to tell Lord Kumari. Wait, don't try to move yet. And even though you're told not to move around, you'll eventually get control of Ark anyway, and you can move around anyway once the woman leaves. And if you walk around, you'll find out that you were asleep for 3 years. How that happened, the game never explains. You never find out. I can understand if it was maybe 3 days or 3 months, maybe. Especially 3 days, because that's realistic, and 3 months for storyline purposes. But 3 years, that's... well, I guess that could happen too, but... the game never explains why. Don't exert yourself. Eat well and build your strength. Now what were to happen if we go up these stairs? When I grow up, I'm becoming a monk to protect Lord Kumari. So we're now seeing this Lord Kumari character. And there are these 2 monks and this guy here. Lord Kumari stated this: You belong to nothing. Oh, you belong to nothing, and therefore you are important. Lord Kumari is a living god. He will be reborn after his death. Through many bodies, he has witnessed the world's growth. Did he also witness the cataclysm? You finally awoken. Ark, I am Kumari. Until you get better, you should rest at Laza. It is safe here. You will discover what you must do in due time. You can no longer converse with plants and animals. So he knows all about us for some reason, and the fact that we can no longer with anything that isn't human, that is either an animal or a vegetable, basically the fact that we cannot talk to plants and animals anymore is a pretty big bummer. I liked having that ability. Take this with you. In dire danger, use it to summon me. And we get the bone pin. And how many... Oh! As soon as you get the bone pin, this guy shows up. Lord Kumari, Master Meho has arrived. Yes, I know. Please tell him to come. Ark, there is always a purpose to what occurs in life. Your presence will inevitably be tied to whatever will happen here. Well, that's pretty interesting, but, first off, I want to get the fire pike back up just in case. And, how many... They gave us one. That gave us one Magirok. And it doesn't seem to have that in my notes, so I will have to mention that. But I don't even mention 33, but I do mention 34 in my notes. So, the bone pin that you get from Lord Kumari, that is one Magirok. A teleportation spell from Kumari. Basically what it does is like Exit from the Final Fantasy games. You use a bone, you get done with a dungeon, you can use a bone pin, you can get out of a dungeon if you need to. Assuming it makes you take the long way back. You can also use it in a pinch, as if you need to. Oh, it's you! You're finally awake? Pleasant dreams? And by going through here, we are now in the town of Laza, but I don't want to do that quite yet. Instead, I want to explore a little more, because I want to see if there's any place in here where I can save my game. Meho's grandchild wields a strange power. It said she can freely create and control mirages. Interesting. There's a bed here. And apparently you can climb some of the walls. That's great and everything, but I still want to explore all of this area because I really need to find a save game. Or a inkwell and book, so that way I can save my game if I need to. And it's not going to be here. I'm called Luki. I'm glad you're better. That was the woman who woke us up. Kinda-ish. Ark, was it? I was shocked when I found you. You were curled up like a newborn baby in an unshakable sleep. So, did the whole Circle of Life thing really happen in real life? Because I guess that would be the explanation if this was the case. Meho travels seeking the truth behind an old saying of Laza. Also, you can throw the snowman. Don't know why you'd want to, but you can, and I do not want to climb that wall just yet. There's another bed. Oh, that's where we came out. Well, that's interesting. What goes over here? Okay, we got another set of rooms that we can go into. Where are you from? Please tell me about it. If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. And then here's a yak pen. The yaks do make sounds when you talk to them, but that's about all they can do. Yaks are important. It carries things. gives milk and meat, and its dung can be burned as fuel. Nothing goes to waste. Well, technically you can use yak dung as fuel, but you better wash your hands, because you can make yourself sick doing that. Just saying. And that just led back here, and that just led back here. I still want to find a way to save my game, though. So, I've been everywhere. Let's go ahead and go to the town. That's not the way to the town, because that just took me back to Lord Kumari. Let's see what goes on over here. Did I go down that door, by the way? I want to make sure that I did. Okay, I did. That kind of takes us to the town-ish. Where does this go? Okay, this takes us to the very top. So we're now on some mountains. There is a shop here. I'm definitely going to use it. First of all, I want to refill on M-bulbs. There is a monk robe. And it deflects curses worn by monks. I definitely want to equip that before I do anything else. So let's go ahead and equip the monk robe. We're going to keep the ice suit because it protects against fire. And we're still going to keep that. And we're pretty much all set on healing items as far as I know. And we need to see what this does. Mehu studied under the previous Lord Kumari in the past. He has been away on long journeys. It is rare to find him in Lhasa. Mr. Meho has been to many places and tells us neat stories. So Mr. Meho has traveled the world. And this place looks pretty interesting. Let's check it out before we get to the video. Ah, we can save our game here. All that people do and have done will shape the future. The past shapes the present, and the present shapes the future. Accurate. We slept a long time in darkness and re-emerged in this world. What had happened came about because of something in the past. Though these people are aware of the cataclysm, the events that probably led to whatever happened to the world that we are in, dying and having to wait to be reborn and recreated and brought back. Everything now is rooted in events from previous lives. There's that reincarnation thing again. All living things eventually lose their physical forms. We live praying for happiness in our future lives. Again, more reincarnation stuff. But we need to save our game. It's been over 20 minutes. And we need to call the video. Join me next time, where our little adventures in Lhasa continue, and we must figure out what we need to do. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!